After Shannon died at the scene. Oh wait, there's the Ford gunner spot. He died at the scene. This is what it looked like after the hatch opened. The after gunner, however, figure look at that, one propeller blade stayed on the right engine and two stayed on the left. The after gunner somehow survived the entirety of the event. He was a sole survivor. "835" said that sudden explosion was spotted over soon after the plane lifted up. Didn't realize the plane had lost its tail until sudden radioing in occurred. I'd like to remake that, but only do this to one of the stabilizers. I'm just having fun now. Nothing serious, simply sillying. Okay, go back to here. At what is the time? At 1 a.m. At 1 p.m. I meant. Pulling throttle, nav, and cockpit lights. Wait, 1 second. 1 second. Gonna have to go effectively AFK after this little open cockpit. Enable engine. And then, okay, what can work? After this meeting, after this successful flight, by the way, so put that there. Here, the 3 crew members did not know of a structural failure within their aircraft nav and cockpit lights. Bam, and they lose their left horizontal stabilizer. A tail gun is lost, and said the tail gunner goes to attempt to help with the crew. The aircraft is stuck, being thrown over to the side, to the right side, putting back down the landing gear. They open up the bomb bay and drop all the explosions and drop their bombs, simply to reduce the weight of the aircraft. 9 large explosions. Let's see down there. Dispersing more easily ammo. Suddenly a violent thing occurred and the aircraft loses the other stabilizer. I was still able to turn the aircraft around. However, they are at a not great angle. Pulling landing gear up to attempt a water landing. I turn off the engines and attempt a water landing. I strike down violently, but manage to pitch up suddenly, now floating barely. The vessel doesn't have much time. The floating plane does not have way too much time. Soon after, the plane would begin to sink. And it would sink. The plane had been in the air for 3 minutes exactly. It was 104 when the plane fully slipped underwater, flying for over 3 minutes without losing her stabilizers. I see you in a bit.
You got the harness on. Oh, you're right. My bad. I told my apprentice, hey, he's up our. Just make sure you have the harness on at all times. 30 minutes later, I get a call from my boss. What the is going on out there? The safety guy's trying to have you kicked off the site. I go, why? You guys weren't listening to him. I go, no, we weren't working up in the air without harnesses. I have to go talk to the head of maintenance. I come back. My apprentice is down on the ground again talking to the safety guy. And he's like, Nick, do we have all this paperwork for a scissor lift? I go, what paperwork? He goes, you have to have a pre-check every time you operate the scissor lift. I go, that's my company's scissor lift. We don't do pre-checks. He's like, well, you have to check the oil pressure. I go, it's electric. He goes, what, did you make sure it's not leaking? I go, leaking what? So he goes and calls again and tries to get me in trouble because I'm not doing the appropriate paperwork, which doesn't exist. 2 hours later, the whole maintenance crew comes running up to me. We just had a motor starter blow up in the electric. Every minute this line's down, it costs $20,000. So they're freaking the fuck out. I go look at it, and I was like, can't do it. I don't know what's going on. Nothing in this electrical room has calorie ratings. Since I don't have that, I have to assume it's the highest calorie rating. So I have to have an arc suit. I need arc flash barriers. We need certifications. I want a OSHA guy here. I want the safety guy to watch me do it, and I still don't want to do it. And the head of maintenance just looks at me and goes, are you really doing this right now? Because it's with you earlier. I go, absolutely. Yep. And he just smiles. He gets on the radio. He's like, yep, he's shutting us down. He's not going to do it. Safety guy, I heard that he was told it. Head of the factory's office and told, don't do that again. My favorite was when I shut down the whole facility. Confrontational. This particular facility got a new safety guy. Every time there's a
Losing her stabilizers.
My apprentice, wasn't going up in the air in the scissor lift, just got on, backed it up 6 feet.
The aircraft began to turn over.
You need to have a harness on. Oh, you're right, my bad. I told my apprentice, hey, he's up our. Just make sure you have a harness on at all times. 30 minutes later, I get a call from my.
She slammed down so violently, she careened out. She hit down violently upside down and blew off her top. Immediately, horribly, it immediately basically disintegrated. The guy in the front blew out the forward gear outwards and set it up over the hilltop.
I go, that's my cast. We don't do checks. He's like, you have to check.
All propellers were sheared off from the piling, and aft gunner was killed immediately.
So he goes and calls again and tries to get me in trouble because I'm not doing the appropriate paperwork, which doesn't exist. 2 hours later, the whole maintenance crew comes running up to me. We just had a motor starter blow up in the electric. Every minute this line's down, it costs $20,000. So they're freaking the fuck out. I go look at it, I was like, can't do it. I don't know what's going on. Nothing in this electrical room has calorie ratings. Since I don't have that, I have to assume it's the highest calorie rating. So I have to have an arc suit. I need arc flash barriers. We need certifications. I want an OSHA guy here. I want the safety guy to watch me do it, and I still don't want to do it. And the head of maintenance just looks at me and goes, are you really doing this right now? Because it's with you earlier. I go, absolutely. And he just smiles. He gets on the radio. He's like, yep, he's shutting us down. He's not going to do it. Safety guy, I heard that he was told in head of the factory's office and told, don't do that again. My favorite was when I shut down the whole facility. Confrontational. This particular facility got a new safety guy. Every time there's a new safety guy, he is up north. My apprentice, because he wasn't going up in the air in the scissor lift, just got on, backed it up 6 feet. Safety guy saw him and comes out and is like, you need to have a harness on. Oh, you're right, my bad. I told my apprentice, hey, he's up our. Just make sure you have a harness on at all times. 30 minutes later, I get a call from my boss. What the is going on out there? The safety guy's trying to have you kicked off the site. I go, why? You guys weren't listening to him. I go, no, we weren't working up in the air without harnesses. I have to go talk to the head of maintenance. I come back. My apprentice is down on the ground again talking to safety guy. And he's like, Nick, do we have all this paperwork for our scissor lift? I go, what paperwork? And he goes, you have to have a pre-check every time you operate the scissor lift. I go, that's my company's scissor lift. I don't do pre-checks. He's like,